advisor firm in the state of Michigan. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal.
WSGW News Time, 9:08. The weather forecast is next. The Republican-led Michigan legislature has approved tougher voter ID requirements and a ban against mass mailing of unsolicited absentee ballot applications. Governor Gretchen Whitmer will veto them. Thursday's party line votes in the House came shortly after several people in the gallery were escorted out for yelling in protest against the action. The legislation would require voters who request an absentee ballot to write their driver's license number, state ID number, or the last four digits of their Social Security number. They currently sign the document, and the signature is checked against what is on file. After a one-year pandemic-related hiatus, the Motor City Comic-Con returns to the Suburban Collection Showplace beginning today. Here's Tony Ortiz.
Among those who will appear at this year's event, rapper and actor Ice-T, along with his reality star wife Coco, Breaking Bad and Mandalorian star Giancarlo Esposito, legendary singer Meatloaf, NSYNC's Joey Fatone, and actor James Jude Courtney, who plays Michael Myers in the two most recent Halloween movies.
It's so fun just to nerd out with people, to have a shared passion. And I'm talking, like kids from 4 years old, 6 years old, 10 years old, to people who are in their 90s, and every cross-section of humanity you could possibly imagine. And it's just beautiful. I mean, people have their observations, and then they have these really acute and intellectual questions as to why these things happen in the movies. It's a lot of
News Network, I'm Tony Ortiz.
The Chicago man has been charged in Michigan with murder in the disappearance of a 9-month-old girl in 1982. Isaiah Williams is accused of taking the child from her mother during a physical altercation when they lived together in Ohio nearly 40 years ago. Olisa Williams has never been found and is presumed dead. Michigan Attorney General Dana Nessel says investigators believe Williams killed the girl as an act of control over her mother. Isaiah Williams and Denise Frazier Daniel were married, although Williams was not Elisa's biological father. Williams is opposing extradition to Michigan while in jail in Chicago. WSGW News Time 9:10. I'm Mike Purr.
Here's your WSDW Weatherology forecast. Mostly cloudy for today, showers in the area. Highs will top out near 64 degrees. Winds will be fairly light. Tonight, more showers, mainly before midnight. Otherwise, it remains mostly cloudy. Lows drop to 50. North-northwest winds increase to 5 to 15 miles per hour. Saturday, chance for a few showers, mainly through the early part of the afternoon. Otherwise, partly sunny. Highs head towards 58. Saturday night, partly cloudy. Lows fall back to 44. And then sunny with highs reaching 61 on Sunday. I'm meteorologist Phil Jensen. Wsdw Weatherology forecast. Right now it's 55.
Now, the only local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinions. From around your block to around the world, The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com.
Well, good morning to you and welcome. Welcome to another edition of the Art Lewis Show here on WSGW. Coming to you, we are proud to announce, from the Saginaw Spirit home studio. Yes, we have naming rights for our home studio now. And we thank Craig Goslin and the Saginaw Spirit for helping us out. The Saginaw Spirit home studio is where we're broadcasting from. And speaking of the Spirit, we're going to spend this first hour talking about the home of the Spirit, where they play, the Dow Event Center. We'll come back to that in a moment, but I'll tell you that we'll have open phones during the 10 o'clock hour, and we will talk to Maestro Fuad Fakardi of the Saginaw Symphony coming up during Focus after the 11 o'clock. But for this hour, we concentrate on the Dow Event Center, and we do that with the man who runs the place. And we say good morning to Jon Block. Jon, good morning to you.
Good morning, Art. How are you?
We're doing well, thanks. So there's a number of places to start, but I think probably we need to start with the building. How is construction and reconstruction going at the Dow Event Center? What's finished and what still needs to be done?
Well, that's a lot. There's a lot that still needs to be done, and there's a lot that completed. I guess I'll start with the ice plant. And we actually had our first spirit practice on ice yesterday. We installed the ice last week. And so the floor is complete. The ice slab is complete. The hockey boards are complete. The new Cascadia Dasher boards are tremendous, and we have those installed. So those are complete. We will be running on temporary chillers to produce the ice for the first few games, and then we'll be switching over to our permanent chillers, probably late October, early November, if you would. So the ice is ready to go. It's looking really great, and we're excited to have the team back. Roofing the arena is mostly done. There's a small area that they still have to complete, but they're working on the rest of the facility. They just completed the atrium, and they're working on the theater here today. The rain kind of gives us a little bit of delays here and there, but they're progressing really nicely. The restrooms are done. So we updated the theater or the arena restrooms, the four original arena restrooms that are sunken down below the bowl. And we added heat and hot water, touchless controls, new lighting, and a couple of other things down there, and those have been complete as well. And then the big one across the street is the parking ramp, which is progressing as expected. Maybe a little bit of delay because of supply chain issues, but for the most part, they're still on schedule to wrap that up in June. So, we've got a lot going on, and I guess the last thing is the HVAC units on top of the arena. Those will be replaced in November. So we're running off the original still, and those will be replaced in November. So I've got a laundry list of capital projects that are in various stages, if you would.
I just want to touch on the ramp for a minute, because people coming down to the Spirit home opener tomorrow, the ramp is not open for cars, so parking is in various lots around the Dow. And Craig Goslin yesterday told us he walked from the farthest one he could find, and it was a 6-minute walk, and a lot less from some of the others. So parking is available.
Oh, yeah, there's plenty of parking available. I would just advise, until you get used to the new parking, maybe the first few games, to arrive early, just so you can get used to the new parking arrangements that we have. So, as always, we have the front lot in front of the Dow that will be available, and what we call the 400 lot, which is right behind Huntington Event Park. Those are available for parking for games. In addition to that, we've been able to work with Delta College, which was excellent. They have a lot on the corner of Jefferson and Johnson, right at the lot I just referred to, and that will be available to park. And then beyond that, we have been able to work with Shaheen Development, who owns the Commerce Tower on Washington Avenue right by the 675 overpass. That will be available to park. And then finally, also with Michigan Works and the Shaheen Development, the Michigan Works building on the corner of Genesee and Franklin will be available to park as well. So we have a lot of parking available. And then there's some other sublots that we don't have any control over that will be selling parking as well. So plenty of parking. I would just advise everyone for the first few games and tomorrow to show up early. Tomorrow, just so everyone knows, because of the block party, Johnson Street will be closed. So you're going to be redirected around Johnson Street to get to the lot that you want to go to. Johnson Street is closed for the block party that's occurring before, from 4:30 until 8 o'clock.
All right, so let's move on to some of the happenings, because it seems every time I open my email, there's another one from Dow Event Center with some new act announced, some rather big ones too. It looks like we're off to a pretty good start this season.
Yeah, it's been hot and cold. I mean, it got really hot when things started reopening in the summer, and then people backed off a little bit as the summer went on. As I'm talking about promoters. And then we've been getting busy again. So it's come in waves, if you would. The great news is there's lots of shows out there, and they're choosing to come to Saginaw because Saginaw is a great market and has always supported great live entertainment. Yeah, we have a lot coming up. just to highlight one night in specific, November 13th. If you're not here, I don't know where you're at, because we have a hockey game, which is Military Appreciation Night in the arena. We have Who's Bad, who's been here about 3 years in a row in the Red Room, and they do a great Michael Jackson tribute show. And then we have Nate Bargatze, Netflix stand-up comedian, has numerous Netflix specials. The Rain Check Tour, if you would. He's going to be in the theater. That's nearly sold out. So that night is going to be crazy, and that's just.
So let me understand this. A hockey game, Red Room entertainment, theater entertainment, all at the same time.
You got it. It's not the first time, and it won't be the last time, but we get, that is what we're doing.
That's amazing. I haven't heard much about it, but now that you can have crowds and the COVID hopefully will be waning, things like brouhaha coming back.
That's usually announced in November. We are working through that. We would like to have it back, but there's some logistics that we need to get through. As you know, everyone is struggling currently with especially in the food and beverage world, staffing and supply chain issues. So we're going to make sure if we do it right. And there's a very good possibility. But we'll have announcements later in November about that.
So you mentioned the magic word staffing. How are you doing with staffing? Because it takes quite a few people to run events.
Oh, it takes a ton of people. And we work with nonprofit organizations to staff a lot of our food and beverage stations and that kind of stuff. There is some changeover. But we've got a great team here that's working through it. And we're going to be fully staffed for the games this weekend and moving forward. So we're just doing our best to fill any holes that we have. And just like everyone else, it's a struggle right now to find people who are interested in working. We have a little bit of advantage because I think this is a pretty fun place to work. Ushers like ushering here because they get to experience all sorts of things. Food and beverage people, same thing. So, I think we have a little bit of advantage over parts of the food and beverage industry as far as attracting talent, if you would.
All right, John, hang on. I got to take a break. We'll come back. We're talking to Jon Block. He is the general manager of the Dow Event Center. And we'll be back to chat with him after we try and give away a little bit of money here. It's time to play the WSGW Fall into Cash contest presented by Herman Histon Company in downtown Bay City. Right now, you can qualify to win the daily cash prize of $1,000 by entering the following word online at wsgw.com. And the word this hour is poem, P-O-E-M. I wish I could write a poem, but I can't. You can enter, and this is an Alpha Media company-wide contest. You must be 18 or older to play. One winner chosen each day. Complete rules at wsgw.com. Fall into Cash contest presented by Herman Histon Company on WSGW. And let me take time to help you get more for your money. It's time to think Thalen Kia. Thalen Kia, located on Euclid Avenue in Bay City. Kia combines style, safety, and dependability with their 10-year, 100,000-mile limited warranty. And it's included on every new Kia. And no one makes dependability more affordable than our friends at Thalen Kia on North Euclid Avenue in Bay City. You can get more value for less money in a new Kia Rio S5 door. Buy your new Kia Rio S5 door from just $236 per month, with nothing down for 84 months. Time to think Thalen Kia, Euclid Avenue in Bay City, getting you more for your money because it's the right thing to do. Plus taxes, state, and dealer fee. 10-year, 100,000-mile limited warranty. See retailer for full warranty details. Included 500 Kia customer cash rebate. APR 3.9% on approved credit. See Thalen Kia for complete details. Deal ends the 21st of this month. Make that the 31st of October, 2021. Shop online at Thalen Kia at thalenkia.com. We'll be back with Jon Block after these notes.
Okay, forest animals, kids are coming to the forest, and it's up to us to make their visit a good one. Sparrow, have you practiced the most popular bird songs for the year?
Of course.
Catchy. I like it. River, how's the temperature?
It's a refreshing 52 degrees, man. He's not here yet, man.
He's late every morning. Okay. Squirrel.
The forest has been preparing just for you. To learn more about cool things to do in the forest, visit discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
When I grow up, I want to be a new pair of blue jeans. When I grow up, I want to be a kid's first computer. I want to be a warm place in a cold day. Football stadium. I want to be a bike that races around the country. I want to be a bench on a forest trail. When I grow up, I don't want to be a piece of garbage. And if you recycle me, I won't be.
Give your garbage another life. Recycle. Learn how at iwanttoberecycled.org. Brought to you by Keep America Beautiful and the Ad Council.
I'm Elizabeth McDonald, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Americans were shopping again last month despite reports of empty shelves and supply chain problems. Retail sales rose 7% in September. Economists were expecting a decline mostly because of the chip shortage causing a limited supply of cars to buy. Excluding auto sales, retail sales rose 0.8%. The report is a sign of resilient demand and rising inflation. Investors appear more upbeat after yesterday's stock market rally and better than expected earnings from big banks. This morning, Goldman Sachs reported a stronger than expected quarter. Dollar Tree is hiring thousands of workers at a national event next week. It's looking for cashiers, managers, and other staff. Both Dollar Tree and Family Dollar will be hiring. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Coselda, invested in you.
Guys, Untuckit agrees it's finally time. Time to update our closets with new clothes we actually want to wear. Time to think about going back to the office or choosing a new way to work. Time to enjoy the best of fall, like long walks in the park and hot coffee on a brisk day. And that means it's time to look sharp and feel comfortable all day with Untuckit. Shirts designed to be worn untucked. Discover the perfect fitting shirt today at untuckit.com. Use promo code TIME for 20% off your first purchase at untuckit.com.
Struggling? There's Inspire, the only FDA-approved obstructive sleep apnea treatment that works inside the body to treat the root cause of sleep apnea with just the click of a button. No mask, no hose, just sleep. Visit InspireSleep.com to learn more.
COVID is spiking again, and it's just not clear how to keep your family safe. Fever is the leading symptom of COVID, and the only way to reliably detect it is with an accurate thermometer. Be vigilant and be accurate with the Exergen Temporal Scanner, whose accuracy has been proven in more than 100 clinical studies. Non-contact thermometers are proven to be inaccurate and will not reliably detect a fever that might. Learn more at Exergen.com.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
The Ramsey Show, weeknights at 10 on 100.5 and 790. News Radio WSGW.
Back with you on the Art Lewis Show from my Saginaw Spirit Home Studio. Talking to Jon Block at the Dow Event Center. Lots of good things coming up. You touched on it, John, but let's remind everybody that tomorrow, speaking of the Saginaw Spirit, is the home opener, and there's big doings downtown tomorrow.
Yeah, we've got a lot of stuff going on. I mean, this is a big undertaking taken on by the Saginaw Spirit and Riverfront Saginaw. I mean, I wish I could take some credit for it, but Craig and Riverfront Saginaw, the city of Saginaw, has really worked hard on putting this together. So, yeah, there's going to be pretty much from 4:30 to 8 p.m. There's going to be food trucks in Morley Plaza right next to the Temple Pit. As you'll be talking about later, there will be a symphony concert at the Temple Theater. And Johnson Street will be closed with a bunch of different activities for families and fans. And then Huntington Event Park will have a magic show and some inflatables for the kids as well. So, I mean, just a lot going on, and it's going to be fun to see everyone downtown.
Should be good time in the Saginaw Spirit. It's been a 19-month layoff now. Glad to get back on home ice. And we should point out it's.
I mean, I'll tell you, I took the time yesterday to, and the feedback we got from the players afterwards, they love the new boards and they love the ice, and the coaches were excited to be back home again. And it's just a lot of excitement happening around here right now.
Well, you mentioned the new boards, the new Dasher boards. How are they different?
Oh, in multitudes of ways. So the old system was from Cascadia, and it was from 2002, 2003 time period, and didn't have a lot of give. In fact, I think if you really ask someone on the team, they'd probably tell you we led the league in shoulder injuries. There were other rinks with similar systems. So this new Cascadia system, it's similar to the system you saw at the Vancouver Olympics, and a lot of the NHL teams have it. It has a lot of give. So let's say there's a check on the opposite end of where you're sitting on the glass. That glass absorbs those hits and takes some of the punishment away from the players, and it will move the glass on the other side of the rink. It kind of distributes the impact of those hits. So don't set your beer on the hockey boards when you're sitting in the front row, because it could get knocked off even if there's a. That's what I've been telling everyone. Don't put your beer on the boards if you're in the front row. So there's a lot more shock absorbing. It'll help with concussions. It'll help with injuries from checks and impacts. The other thing is, at the player benches and stuff like that, you'll be seeing rounded glass boards, if you would. There's no more posts there where players could accidentally hit and get hit into, which if you've paid attention to hockey, there's been quite a few serious injuries in the NHL and beyond from those posts that used to be in the corner of the player benches. And then finally, it's all acrylic. Use a combination of acrylic and actual glass. This is all acrylic, including the posts that hold the glass in place.
Wow.
So the posts are clear. You can see right through them. Okay? It looks just like the acrylic that it's holding up. So that's kind of a neat feature too for the fans. It's going to be there's a little less obstruction when viewing the game.
It's going to be interesting. And there's a little more ice to watch, isn't there?
Yeah, we added a few feet to the rink to get it a little closer to regulation. A few feet, I think 1 feet the west end, and about 2 to 3 feet on the east end. So we've got a little bit more ice to play with, which plays well with our team and our coaches and our GM, who want to play a very skilled game. And in order to do that, space is valuable. So we're giving them a little more space, and we're hoping it pays off for them.
Yeah, it brings it up to NHL standards pretty much. All right, let's talk about some of the other major events. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, we've had people have called with questions about where to park. So let's not do that right now. We'll do it again before we're done, because that's an important question. But let's talk about some of the major things coming in. The one that really caught my attention right away was Kansas.
Yeah, that's going to be a fun one. We've had them a few years ago, but this is the Point of No Return Tour, KNOW, no, not NO, no. And they're coming back on March 6th at 7:30 in the theater. That's a Sunday, and that's going to be an exciting one. I mean, if anyone's a Kansas fan, you know what they're about. If you've ever heard any of their music, winding road and some very skilled musicians, and it's just a very transformative night, I think, if you love music. So, yeah, that's going to be an exciting one.
That's a theater show as opposed to an arena show, right?
Correct.
So let's talk about some of the other big ones. What else is coming back?
Mannheim Steamroller on December 2nd. Start your holidays off right with Mannheim Steamroller in the theater. That is part of our Broadway series that is on sale currently, and that is going to be a fun one to attend. They always put on a great holiday show whenever you get a chance. to view them. I think it's a great family. A different kind of holiday show. I guess not technically a holiday show, but they're labeling it the Super Show Holiday Tour. WWE will be in our arena on December 11th. That's a Saturday night here at the Dow Event Center. Right before the pandemic, or right after the pandemic, we had a date scheduled with them, and unfortunately, because of the pandemic, we had to cancel it. It wasn't announced yet, but we had to cancel it. But they're dedicated to Saginaw. They love the fans in Saginaw, so they're coming out December 11th for some wrestling action with a holiday theme, if you would.
Merry Christmas, and I'll bash your head. That's good.
Exactly. And then we've got, Celtic Women in April, which is always a good show. Celtic Women, I've gotten a lot of calls on that, talking about tickets. As part of our Broadway series, we have Stomp on April 27th, which will be a great show, and Jersey Boys on July 25th. That's quite a late date for our Broadway series, but this year has been unusual as far as scheduling, so we did what we had to do to get the show. So July 25th, Jersey Boys here at the Dow. And then I'll just say, there's out and eyes out for more announcements. I think we're going to have a really major arena show that'll be coming in the spring. We're going to have a couple major arena shows coming in the spring that will be announced hopefully here over the next month or two that I think people here locally are going to really enjoy.
All right, John, hang on. I got to take one more break. We'll come back for one more segment. We're talking to Jon Block. He is the general manager of the Dow Event Center. More ahead on the Art Lewis Show after these notes.
At Golden Harvest, our best skill is knowing how to listen. From our Gold Series ranging corn portfolios to our expert insights housed in the Illuminate digital agronomy platform, everything we offer is an answer to what we've heard from you. This is how we listen.
Peanut butter and jelly, cookies and milk, football in your favorite recliner. Some things work best in pairs. Enlist E3 soybeans from Golden Harvest are no different. Our exclusive Enlist E3 varieties have strong agronomics and disease tolerance for your conditions. Get yours from Golden Harvest today for a pairing that performs. This is how we listen. Copyright 2021 Syngenta. The trademarks or service marks displayed or otherwise. Syngenta Group Company and Enlist E3 soybean technology is jointly developed with Dow AgroSciences LLC and MS Technologies LLC. Enlist E3 is a trademark of Dow AgroSciences LLC. All other trademarks are the property of their respective owners.
We're proud to make Pioneer Sugar for you and your family. Proud to be found in your kitchen, the heart of your home. And it doesn't really matter what you make with Pioneer Sugar, whether it's with our granulated white, light brown, or soft confectioners. It's the memories you'll make using it that will matter the most. Pioneer Sugar, pure and all natural, made from sugar beets grown right here. It's sweeter than that.
Let me tell you about the Lumberjack Restaurant in West Branch. Now, imagine this, eating tasty home-style comfort food without all the sweat and tears of cooking it. You're darn tootin', that's the Lumberjack Restaurant specialty. Food's so good and portions so big, your pals are gonna have to roll you home if you finish the whole dadgum plate. And why wouldn't you? So get your axe up to the Lumberjack Restaurant of West Branch, exit 212, I-75, where hunger goes to die.
If your family depends on your income and something happened to you, what would happen to them? You need Life Quote can help you get it at a price you can afford.
SelectQuote found Jacob, 40, who's in excellent health, a 10-year, $500,000 policy for only $19 a month.
Not in perfect health? Don't worry.
SelectQuote found Tanya, 40, who has type 2 diabetes, a 10-year, $500,000 policy for only $32 a month.
We shop companies like Protective, Prudential, American General, and others to find you the company with the best rates. Give your family the security they need at a price you can afford. For your free quote, call 1-800-519-0449. That's 1-800-519-0449. Or go to selectquote.com. 519-0449. SelectQuote. We shop, you save.
Get full details on the example policies at selectquote.com/commercials. Your premium could vary depending on your health, issuing company, and other factors. Not available in all states.
Introducing the latest innovation in water technology. The new Nebula by Moen Quattro Showerhead offers 4 unique experiences to choose from, designed to soothe, clarify, relieve, and cleanse. An indulgent shower experience engineered to use up to 50% less water. Water designs our life. Visit Moen.com to learn more.
The pandemic's reminded us we live in a sea of airborne germs that can assault us with every breath. Your nose is the body's first line of defense by helping filter out allergens, bacteria, and viruses before they reach your lungs. So how do you clean your nose? Navage uses powered suction to flush out mucus and germs that cause congestion or worse, can make you sick. Over 2 million people use Navage to breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthier without drugs. Go to Navage.com or find Navage at Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Bed Bath, and Target.
Direct from the Stone Specialist Studios, this is 100.5 and 790 Wsgw.
And we are back with you on the Art Lewis Show from my Saginaw Spirit Home studio, talking to Jon Block, General Manager of the Dow Event Center. So, John, this may be speculative on my part, but looking ahead, would you expect, for example, that the circus will be back, that maybe some of the monster trucks will be back? Are those things on the table?
Yeah, I mean, I would expect those to be back in some form or fashion. I know the monster trucks we're working on a contract right now. Forward on that. The circus, there may be a few adjustments, but we are pursuing that at the same time frame in January. A lot of the traditional events will be back as we're moving forward.
And actually, we should point out, before the pandemic, the Dow Event Center was on a pretty good financial course, wasn't it?
Yeah, we were doing quite well. That pandemic put it to a screeching halt there. But we did well over the pandemic to mitigate the damages from the pandemic. But yeah, before, kind of self-fulfilling success. I mean, when people buy tickets, they're voting, and people were buying a lot of tickets at that time and attending shows, and that told the shows, okay, or the promoters, I want to bring more shows to this market. So because the tickets were selling so well, more shows were coming to our area. And if tickets don't sell, less shows will come to our area. So we were on a really good run there financially. I was very pleased. I think the county was very pleased, and we're making progress every day still.
All right, so let's look at the building for a minute, because we're in this phase where you're doing all that rehabbing, including the parking ramp. When all is said and done with that, the ramp opens, the building is done with this phase. What's next?
Well, as you know, we have a little older facility here built in 1972 that has had many great updates over the years. There are a lot of things that we want to do next. I'm just kind of focused on completing what we have on the docket, but there's a lot of things I'll be proposing to Saginaw County that I think, for instance, okay, so the roof, and apparently everyone knows it was because the original roof, or the roof that was installed in the early 2000s, had failed. So, ceiling tiles in the arena and different areas of our facility, they need to be replaced or repaired at that point because of the water that got into the facility over the past years. Things like that will be kind of a continuation of what we're currently doing. We need to continue that work, and I think the county is amenable to that as long as we're bringing in shows and moving things forward.
And let's go back now to parking, because we mentioned the ramp, and we've had some callers off air from people who want to understand where to park. So let's go through the list of available parking for various activities at the Dow.
Okay, and let me just say, if you go to doweventcenter.com and click on the event you're attending, there is a map on there, and there is addresses or locations for all these lots. So You don't have to write these down. You can go to DowEventCenter.com, and on your event page, whatever event you're attending, there is a map on there, a very nice one done by our marketing department. But on top of that, the Dow Event Center front lot, which is always available, that will be available through this through the construction, right in front of the building, right in front of the atrium. That will be available. What we call the 400 lot, which is right behind Huntington Event Park, that will be available. The Delta College lot, which is on the corner of Jefferson and Johnson, right across from what we call the 400 lot, that is available. You'll be able to enter that off of Jefferson, if you would. Commerce Tower, which is where the Chamber of Commerce is, the CVB, and a couple other different businesses, right by 675. That's at 515 North Washington. That is available. And then Michigan Works on the corner. And Franklin and Genesee. Everything's within 0.3 miles of our facility, if not closer. Short time walking. Anyone that's been to Detroit and had to park and walk down there, it's nothing like that. Okay, this is really, really short walk from each location. We have sheriffs on patrol, and we have there will be a lot of people on the street, so it should be a fun march to the Dow.
And there are some lots you don't control that also are open. So there's plenty of parking.
Exactly.
Plenty of parking.
Yeah, I mean, Saginaw Club usually sells parking, and there's a couple other businesses downtown that will sell parking as well. They will continue to do so.
All right, John, let's tell everybody tickets for all of these various events. How do they go about getting them?
I want to emphasize this a little bit, Art, if I have a second.
You do.
Ticketmaster.com is the only place to get tickets. You can come to the box office. If it's a Spirit game, you can come to our box office or their box office at their offices on State Street. But do not go to any other sites online to buy tickets for events or games, because you cannot be guaranteed entry. I can tell a story if we have time. I'll avoid it right now.
Yeah, go ahead.
Best place to do it is to go to DowEventCenter.com, and on each event link, there's a ticket link, so it'll send you to Ticketmaster to buy your tickets.
Tell your story.
Well, we just had Teresa Caputo this last weekend, okay?
Yep.
And this isn't the first time this has happened. It probably won't be the last. But I had a young lady that came up, and she was trying to open the tickets on her phone and couldn't open it. And I looked at it, and I found something odd. She was opening it up from an email from, I don't know what it was. It was like a ticketsmarket.com or something like that. And so she had bought tickets, and she spent over $500 for 2 pairs of tickets.
Whoa.
That could not open up on her phone. It was a fraudulent sale. She went up to the box office. I took her up to the box office. We were talking through it to confirm the situation, and it was confirmed that they were fraudulent tickets. And then she saw the prices for the tickets that the shows were actually sold for. And, I mean, you're talking $40 to $70 a ticket. So she really, I mean, if you buy off of anything other than Ticketmaster.com, there's a good chance you're paying too much. 99.99% you're going to pay too much. And the second thing is you're not going to have a seat because they're not valid tickets. People are trying to take advantage of our consumers everywhere, and trying to sell fraudulent tickets and profit off those.
Yeah. Well, John, look, we wish you well this season, and we're glad that the Dow is getting the freshening it deserves. Can't wait to see it Saturday. We'll be down there, and look forward to seeing you.
I can't wait to see you and all the fans down here. We're going to have a good night, that's for sure.
All right, John. Have a great day, and thanks for being with us.
All right. Thank you, Art.
You bet. Bye-bye now. Jon Block, General Manager of the Dow Event Center, and we thank him very much for joining us here on the Art Lewis Show. We will take a break and then be back. I want to talk a little bit about the Colorado trip we have coming up in June, because we have a special event next week I want to tell you about. All ahead.
Bigger and better than ever. Ship your mama down the road at the Gift Food and Craft Marketplace. Brought to you by Ship Shawana on the Road. Coming to the Harvey Kurt Pavilion in Frankenmuth, October 16th and 17th. Spend the day tempting your taste buds, discovering unique gift ideas, and exploring hundreds of booths and thousands of products. Get here early because we pay Able to shop with Shipsy Bugs. Brought to you by Fresh baked bread, scrumptious soft pretzels, chocolates, homemade cookies, jewelry, crafts, handbags, home decor, yard decorations, vintage items, furniture, pet supplies, sports stuff, signs, man cave supplies, clothing and fashion, and more. Coming to the Harvey Kurt Pavilion in Frankenmuth, October 16th and 17th. Saturday 9 to 6, Sunday 10 to 5. Free parking. Admission only $5 per adult. Children under 12 free. Come and support local small businesses. It's the Gift Food and Craft Show brought to you by Ship Shawana on the Road. For a $1 off coupon, go to shipshawanaontheroad.com. Also visit us on Facebook and Twitter.
Yeah! They say if you listen hard enough, you can hear the corn grow. It's true. When you're out in the field, you understand its challenges and what it needs to thrive. Channel Seedsmen bring insights from the field to our team of Bayer plant breeders. Their knowledge inspires our product development. From your best ground to your most challenging conditions, our products are designed. Visit channellistens.com to see our latest innovations. Always read and follow IRM where applicable, grain marketing and all other stewardship practices and pesticide label directions.
You need harvest results, not another radio ad. So let's get to the point. Channel Seedsmen place products to perform in your fields, and the results can speak for themselves. Get yield results from your area and less yapping at channel.com/yield. Huh. I guess less talking means more time for music. Classic rock, anyone?
That's channel.com/yield for local harvest results.
Always read and follow grain marketing and all other stewardship practices and pesticide label directions.
What can give you a competitive edge in today's red-hot housing market? Rocket can. That's because Rocket Mortgage can give you a verified approval. It could help your offer stand out because when you find the perfect home, you don't want to lose it to anybody else. Rocket Technology provides a rock-solid income, assets, and credit, giving sellers and their agents greater confidence in you. We've already helped over 1 million clients just like you reach their home financing goals this year alone. So remember this, what can help you buy the home you really want? Rocket can. Go to rocketmortgage.com or call us today at 8338-ROCKET. That's rocketmortgage.com or call 8338-ROCKET.
A verified approval is based on an underwriter's analysis of your individual financial information, appraisal, and title report. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender licensed in all 50 states and MLSConsumerAccess.org, number 3030.
The Morning Team Show.
WSW Online poll is about Michigan's prevailing wage law. Governor Whitmer and the Democrats want it. Republicans and the GOP-controlled legislature don't. Recently, the governor issued an executive order to reinstate Michigan's prevailing wage law, saying that workers will earn a fair wage as law will ensure union wages are paid for state construction projects. Republicans say the law could add another 15% or more, perhaps, in cost to projects. And the GOP also believes the governor can't use executive orders to overturn the legislative vote. The prevailing wage law, by the way, was in place since 1965 until 2018 when legislatures passed a bill to repeal the law, even though then Republican Governor Snyder supported it. And it was a ballot drive initiative that meant the bill could not be vetoed. Poll question is simple. Do you think Michigan should have the prevailing wage law? Yes? No? I'm not sure. Head to WSW.com. Make your vote that way.
The Morning Team Show, weekdays 5:30 to 9 on WSGW.
And we are back with you here on WSGW. From now till 11 o'clock this morning, we'll have open phones, whatever you want to talk about. I want to talk about something we're offering up next June. That's a trip to the Colorado Rockies. I want to spend a minute telling you about an exciting presentation which will happen next Tuesday online. Ed McKenna from Colette Vacations will be with us online on a Zoom to present information on this Colorado Rockies trip, which happens next June 17th. And he will be doing a Zoom presentation, but you must sign up for it, and you'll be sent a link. The way you do that is email me, Art Lewis, ARTLEWIS, at WSGW.com. I will then forward you a link for the presentation that you can register at. And you will learn all about this trip, which includes Denver and the Rocky Mountain National Park, Colorado National Monument, Grand Junction, Canyonlands National Park, Dead Horse Point State Park, Arches National Park, the Durango and Silverton Narrow Gauge Railroad, Mesa Verde National Park, which is the home, of course, of the cliff dwellings, and the brand newly restored Pikes Peak Cog Railway. That's been closed for a couple of years while they did, I think, a $60 million renovation and built a new visitor center at the top of Pikes Peak. That will be included. Also a stop at the Garden of the Gods. We'll be flying from Detroit Metro, shuttle bus service from Saginaw, and the cost is $32.29 per person, double occupancy. But if you register before December, you will save $200 per person. It includes 13 meals, all air and ground transportation, hotels, sightseeing. And again, if you register before December, and I think it's like the 15th or something like that in December, you will save $200. But if you want to see this presentation, again, send a request for the link to Art Lewis at wsgw.com. It will hit the road again in June. About time. We haven't done that in a while. Looking forward to it. A great trip to Colorado. If you've not been out in that part of the country in a long time, or if you've never ridden, for example, the Durango and Silverton Railroad or climbed Pikes Peak on the Cog Railway, you are in for a treat. So again, email me and I will be happy to send you a link to all of that. Well, we've talked about this a number of times. This is the time of year where normally you would expect gasoline prices to go down because demand drops. Vacation season is over. There's usually a glut of oil on the marketplace. And prices go down. Not happening this year. They're going up. And why is that? Well, there are a number of reasons. First reason, world oil prices. OPEC is not going to expand production, and they will keep the price high. And then there's domestic production. And you might ask yourself, with these high prices, why aren't domestic oil producers producing more gas? Well, part of it falls on the shoulders of this administration. They have come down hard on fossil fuels. They keep talking about the elimination of fossil fuels. So the investors in fossil fuels say, wait a minute, why do I want to invest more money to take more out if the investment is not going to pay off down the road because of government regulation? So instead of us being energy independent, we are once again energy dependent. Also, at the same time, oil, which in the summer months can go strictly to gasoline and jet fuel and things like that, in the winter months, a certain portion of the production gets diverted to heating oil. So there's some reasons why you're paying more at the pump and probably will continue to. Take our last break. Be back to close out this hour.
Hello, this is Ron from All A's Automotive and Transmission Repair. Now, All A's is an exclusive authorized repair facility for BG products and services. BG is a proprietary group of chemicals, equipment, and procedures that flush your engine's lubrication system, cooling system, increasing the engine's performance, efficiency, and life. So next time you schedule routine auto maintenance, ask All A's about the advantages of BG services. You'll definitely notice a difference. All A's Automotive and Transmission Repair. Just 5 minutes from Dow Diamond on Poseyville Road.
Is All A's Automotive and Transmission Repair a business you can depend on?
Just moved to Midland. Was dreading finding a new auto shop. Search over. Came highly recommended, and I, in turn, highly recommended them.
They did a great job getting me in fast and had excellent communication with what was going on with my vehicle through diagnostic and repair.
In fact, 96% of All A's customers rank them 5 stars. See for yourself at allaysautorepair.net. All A's Automotive and Transmission Repair, just 5 minutes from Dow Diamond on Poseyville Road.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free. .com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's /radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
Everyone loves shopping online. Well, I'm going to tell you what I tell my golf buddies when they buy clubs. Stop searching for coupon codes. Download Capital One Shopping to your computer. Capital One Shopping instantly searches for available coupon codes and automatically applies them at checkout. Plus, it's free, and you don't even need a Capital One card to use it. That's like hitting a hole in one without even trying. Capital One Shopping. It's kind of genius. What's in your wallet?
Savings and available coupons vary. The pandemic's reminded us we live in a sea of airborne germs that can assault us with every breath. Line of defense by helping filter out allergens, bacteria, and viruses before they reach your lungs. So how do you clean your nose? Navage uses powered suction to flush out mucus and germs that cause congestion, or worse, can make you sick. Over 2 million people use Navage to breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthier without drugs. Go to Navage.com or find Navage at Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Bed Bath, and Target.
All right, that'll do it for this first hour of the Art Lewis Show, but we will be back here at the Saginaw Spirit Home Studio right after the news. Talk to you then.
From the Stone Specialist Studios, this is WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Indeed.com.
I'm Linda Kenyon in Washington. Former President Bill Clinton is hospitalized in California, where he has COVID-related infection. CBS's Dr. Jon Block has more on Mr. Clinton's condition.
It's very reassuring that the infection is reportedly responding to antibiotics, and next steps will likely include a plan to try to determine the cause of the infection and prevent it from happening again.
An FDA panel has now recommended boosters for millions of Americans for both Moderna and Pfizer. CBS's Weijia Jiang says the White House is encouraged.
President Biden says he expects a final decision from the FDA and the CDC on the Moderna and Johnson & Johnson booster in the next couple weeks.
The FDA panel, meanwhile, is considering Johnson & Johnson boosters today. A violent attack against a member of the British Parliament, the BBC's Peter Walker.
Sir David Amess, the MP for Southend West, has been stabbed by a man who walked into his constituency office.
A lawmaker treated at the scene. A suspect has been arrested. More than 10,000 John Deere workers are on the picket line. Around 1,400 Kellogg's employees have weeks. And now a possible strike in Hollywood.
We're talking about people who love their work.
IATSE President Matthew Loeb says his members are asking for better pay and quality of life, like a guarantee of 10 hours between shifts.
CBS News correspondent Jonathan Vigliotti. The White House announces it will lift travel restrictions for fully vaccinated international travelers. That move will go into effect on November 8th. In Italy, protests are spreading where a health pass is now mandatory for all workers, and the workers don't like it. There have been protests against vaccine mandates previously in Italy. Criminal charges may soon be recommended against former Trump advisor Steve Bannon, who has defied a subpoena to testify before a select committee on the January 6th insurrection.
Bannon's attorney said his client will not be producing documents or testifying until the committee reaches an agreement with former President Trump of executive privilege.
That's CBS's Nicole Killian. Retail sales rose 0.7% in September from a month before. CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger tells us what was behind those numbers.
Part of the increase is due to higher prices. This week, the government reported that inflation was up by 5.4% annually, and because retail sales aren't adjusted for inflation, they too have increased.
At last check, Wall Street was up, the Dow up more than 299 points. This is CBS News.
Indeed helps find great hires fast. Indeed is your all-in-one platform for interviewing, screening, and hiring high-quality people. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Hi, I'm Terry Rock. Are you happy with your Medicare? I am now, after I met the pros at Medicare Choices. Yes, you do have choices when it comes to Medicare coverage. No cookie-cutter plan. Pair of shoes if they fit. Get the right fit. A customized plan designed just for you that helps you protect that hard-earned retirement income. Call 989-899-7820, MedicareChoicesInfo.com. We'll walk you through every step.
Marcus by Goldman Sachs offers personal loans with no fees, ever. Banks offer coffee. So what's more important? A Marcus by Goldman Sachs loan with no fees that could help consolidate debt, or bank coffee that tastes like bank coffee. You can money. Visit Marcus.com to learn more about saving, borrowing, and investing from Marcus by Goldman Sachs.
Investing involves risk and investments may lose value. Brokerage and investment advisory services by Goldman Sachs & Company, LLC. Member FINRA SIPC. Lending and deposits products provided by Goldman Sachs Bank US. Member FDIC.
The pandemic's reminded us we live in a sea of airborne germs that can assault us with every breath. Your nose is the body's first line of defense by helping filter out allergens, bacteria, and viruses before they reach your lungs. But like any air filter, the more clogged up it gets, the less it works. So how do you clean your nose? I'm Martin Hoke, and I didn't invent nasal irrigation. The neti pot's been around thousands of years. But I did invent Navage to make cleaning your nose. It uses powered suction to flush out mucus and germs that cause congestion, or worse, can make you sick. Over 2 million people use Navage to breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthier without drugs. Navage has over 70,000 online reviews averaging 4.7 stars because it works and it's easy to use. Go to Navage.com or find Navage at Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Bed Bath, and Target. Now available with eucalyptus for a spa-like experience. Navage, Navage, clean nose, healthy life.
Live from the 90 newsroom. This is WSGW News.
Partly sunny skies and 57 degrees at 10:05. Good morning. I'm Mike Porsche. An outbreak of COVID-19 at the Saginaw County Government Center on Michigan Avenue is keeping a mask mandate in place. The outbreak took place specifically in the 70th District Court offices, though it's unknown how many people have become infected or have had close contact. About half of the 600 full and part-time employees of the center have been vaccinated, receiving a $500 incentive. The incentive expires at the end of the month. The mask mandate, which was set to be lifted Wednesday, will be November 8th. All employees must wear masks in the public areas of the building, and all visitors to the building must wear them also. The city of Pinconning has been awarded nearly $220,000 in grant funding to help improve its water system. The grant will be used to help the city with its drinking water asset management plan and its distribution system materials inventory. Field verification will be conducted on at least 129 of the system's service lines. The award is part of the My Clean Water Plan designed to improve water infrastructure across the state. McLaren Health Plan has received its 8th Michigan Association Pinnacle Award. The award recognizes McLaren First, which stands for Food Insecurity Response and Support Team, a comprehensive program which addresses food insecurity for members across the state. McLaren First provides eligible families with transportation to local food pantries, delivers a 2-week supply of food directly to their doorstep, and helps address the root cause of their food insecurity challenges. WSGW News Time, 10:07.
Motown legends, the Temptations, the Four Tops. Saturday night, November 27th at Resort Hempstead Tops together again. Tickets start at $34. On sale now at the Soaring Eagle, at Eagles Landing box offices, or online at etix.com. T&T together again. The legendary Motown sound, November 27th at Soaring Eagle Casino.
Just like ain't no woman like the one I got.
Spend part of Thanksgiving weekend with the Temps and Tops at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort.
The way you do the things you do, the way you do, oh baby, I need your love.
Motown's Fab Five, The Temptations, and Four Tops. Tickets on sale now. Details at SoaringEagleCasino.com.
WSGW News Time, 10:08. The weather forecast is coming up. The elimination of the so-called tampon tax in Michigan is gaining traction after multiple introductions over the last 5 years. The State House advanced legislation with bipartisan support Thursday to eliminate the 6% sales tax on menstrual products as luxury items. At least 20 the taxation of such products or never had the tax, according to Period Equity, a legal organization which advocates for making menstrual products tax exempt. Other Midwestern states that don't tax such items are Illinois, Ohio, and Minnesota. It's not too soon to get a flu shot. Here's health reporter Dr. Deanna Lights.
There weren't many cases of the flu last year, but that may change this year. Dr. Sanford Beater, the Emergency Trauma Center at Beaumont Farmington Hills.
We're really not seeing any significant cases of influenza yet. Of course, the CDC and most of the infectious disease experts are really predicting that we will likely see a significant influenza season this year.
The CDC recommends everyone 6 months of age and older get a flu shot.
Dr. Deanna Lights, the Michigan News Network.
Michigan's Attorney General says new evidence and fresh eyes have led to involuntary manslaughter charges against 4 security guards in the death of a man in 2014. Mackenzie Cochran stopped breathing during a struggle with guards at a suburban Detroit mall. Jessica Cooper, the Oakland County prosecutor at the time, declined to file charges, saying the guards had no intent to harm Cochran. But state prosecutors took another look starting in 2020. Attorney General Dana Nessel says investigators have evidence that was discovered in the years after Cochran's death. When you see news happen, Wsgw Newsroom at 752-0790. It's 1010. I'm Mike Percha.
Here's your WSGW Weatherology forecast. We'll see a few scattered rain showers at times here for today with cloudy skies and a high into the mid-60s. Winds will be light and variable. Then for tonight, a chance for rain showers, cloudy with a low near 49. Saturday, a slight chance for rain showers early on. Partial sunshine develops, a high 58 degrees. Then by Sunday, we'll see mostly sunny skies with a high around 62. Monday, plenty of blue skies and sunshine, high around 64. And then by Tuesday, we'll see sunny sky conditions, a high of 68 degrees. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Vujcicki with the WSGW Weatherology forecast. Currently, it's 56.
Now, the only local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your question from around your block to around the world. The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com.
All right, welcome back. Art Lewis Show here on WSGW. Nice to have you with us on this Friday. Wow, weekend's here already. And a busy weekend. Great weekend for sports in the area because the Ontario Hockey League's Saginaw Spirit returned to the ice tomorrow after a 19-month layoff because of COVID. Be great to get back down there and participate in the games and see the Spirit play again. All the teams, for that matter. A couple of things to talk about. One of them, we talk about, it seems like we talk about it endlessly, but I think it's something that's going to be talked more and more about, electric vehicles. And if you want to know whether electric vehicles are the wave of the future, Here's a story that'll tell you something about it. Although these are expensive automobiles as opposed to your everyday Ford Chevy type cars, we're talking about Porsche. Porsche has an iconic series of cars, the 911. The Porsche 911, that series, has been around since the 60s. And it has come through various iterations. They changed the numbers internally, but it's still the 911 series. So they're up to the Porsche 992, for example. Well, they have a car called the Taycan, Taycan. And they now have an electric Taycan. The Taycan model, electric Taycan model, for the first time has pulled ahead of the iconic 911 in sales. Think of that. Porsche's electric Taycan has outsold the 911. They're what they call the combustion era flagship for the first time, underscoring the German sports car maker's accelerating shift toward battery power. The Taycan sedan, competing with Tesla's Model S, edged past its own in-house 911. Now, we're not talking about inexpensive automobiles. Most of them probably are in the $70,000, $80,000 range and up. But it is a statement on the future of the automobile. I have no idea what the specs are on the car. I haven't seen them, haven't looked for them. But it will be interesting to see what those specs are and what it is that's attracting people. But there's no doubt electric is going to be the future. They're going to be building charging stations everywhere. And if and when Congress gets around to passing the $1.2 billion hard infrastructure package, there will be more and more of them because that package provides funding to build a charging network across the country. It's something to watch. It's also going to be interesting to see how long it takes for us to be forced to buy them. Right now, it's still a decision you make as to whether or not you want to buy an electric car. Nobody's forcing you to because there are plenty of combustion engine cars available. Once we get past the chip shortage, I should say. But you can buy lots of them. So what is the deciding factor in buying an electric car right now? I've said many times, for me, the deciding factor is mileage. How many miles do I get on a charge? If you tell me you have a car that has a cushion if I drive to Detroit and back, roughly 200 and some odd miles, let's say it's 250, to give myself a little bit of a cushion, and you tell me you have a car that's got 100-mile cushion over that, even when I'm running accessories, I might be interested. I'd definitely be interested if you tell me you've got a 500-mile range car. The other question then is, and I do not know the answer to this, what does it cost to fuel that car with electricity? How much does that electricity cost? Now, I know, for example, Consumers is encouraging people to charge their cars overnight, off-peak time, when the demand isn't so great and the prices are cheaper, which makes sense. Before you go to bed, go out, plug your car in, get up in the morning, unplug your car, you're good for the day. And that makes sense. I have absolutely nothing against driving electric cars. I've driven several. And they're great to drive. They're wonderful to drive. My concern is the range of the vehicle. Secondary concern, the number of charging stations. All that number is growing by leaps and bounds. And when Congress does get off their fanny and do what they should do and pass the hard infrastructure bill, you will really see it take off because there's money in there for a charging network. Time will tell. Just thought I'd mention it because that caught my attention that the Porsche Taycan is outselling its iconic 911 brother. All right. We're going to take a break. We should also tell you Terry Henney is with us this hour. He's out at the Frankenmuth corn maze at the Weiss Farm, sponsored by Lingle Equipment. We'll hear from him after our first break. But before we get to that, it's time to play the WSGW Fall into Cash contest presented by Herman Hisson Company in downtown Bay City. Right now, you can qualify to win the daily cash prize of $1,000 by entering the following word online at WSGW.com. The word this hour is scare, S-C-A-R-E. It's Halloween, and look out for people trying to scare you. It's an Alpha Media company-wide contest. Must be 18 or older to play. One winner chosen each day. Complete rules at WSGW.com. It's the Fall into Cash contest presented by Herman Hisson Company, downtown Bay City, here on WSGW. On the Art Lewis Show from our Saginaw Spirit home studio. We'll be back after these notes and Terry Henney.
Hello, this is Ron from All A's Automotive and Transmission Repair. Now, All A's is an exclusive authorized repair facility for BG products and services. BG is a proprietary group of chemicals, equipment, and procedures that flush your engine's lubrication system, cooling system, and fuel injectors, increasing the engine's performance, efficiency, and life. So next time you schedule routine auto maintenance, ask All A's about the advantages of BG services. You'll definitely notice a difference. All A's Automotive and Transmission Repair. Just 5 minutes from Dow Diamond on Poseyville Road.
Is All A's Automotive and Transmission Repair a business you can depend on?
Just moved to Mid Auto Shop. Search over. Came highly recommended, and I, in turn, highly recommended them.
They did a great job getting me in fast and had excellent communication with what was going on with my vehicle through diagnostic and repair.
In fact, 96% of All A's customers rank them 4 or 5 out of 5 stars. See for yourself at allaysautorepair.net. All A's Automotive and Transmission Repair, just 5 minutes from Dow Diamond on Poseyville Road.
I'm Elizabeth McDonald, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Americans were shopping again last month despite reports of empty shelves and supply chain problems. 0.7% in September. Economists were expecting a decline mostly because of the chip shortage causing a limited supply of cars to buy. Excluding auto sales, retail sales rose 0.8%. The report is a sign of resilient demand and rising inflation. Investors appear more upbeat after yesterday's stock market rally and better than expected earnings from big banks. This morning, Goldman Sachs reported a stronger than expected quarter. Dollar Tree is hiring thousands of workers at a national event next week. It's looking for full and part-time cashiers, managers, and other staff, both Dollar Tree and hiring. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Coselda, invested in you.
Guys, Untuckit agrees it's finally time. Time to update our closets with new clothes we actually want to wear. Time to think about going back to the office or choosing a new way to work. Time to enjoy the best of fall, like long walks in the park and hot coffee on a brisk day. And that means it's time to look sharp and feel comfortable all day with Untuckit. Shirts designed to be worn untucked. Discover the perfect fitting shirt today at untuckit.com. Use promo code TIME for 20% off your first purchase at untuckit.com.
To this station, anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Tommy Scott running to the right side, gets into the end zone. The Cardinals win in overtime.
The SVSU Cardinals earned a thrilling overtime win at Texas A&M Commerce. This Saturday, the Cards host Northwood in a homecoming showdown live at 1:30 p.m. on 100.5 News Radio WSGW. SVSU football is brought to you by United Financial Credit Union, Medical Choices of Saginaw, Zach Schmid, your Edward Jones financial advisor, and
Saginaw Valley State University football is on WSGW.
Good morning, everybody. Terry Henney broadcasting from the Frankenmuth Corn Maze on Weiss Farms. We're located at 5450 Weiss Road in the Frankenmuth area. We're just east of Frankenmuth before you get to the Dixie Highway on Junction. Weiss Road, you head to the north, and you'll have a whole lot of fun out here because the corn maze, well, let me tell you, the corn is really tall this year. So all you need is some cloud cover, which is what we've been seeing. It gets pretty. They're open tonight, beginning at 7 until 10. It makes for a really interesting, fun time to be in the corn maze out here at the Frankenmuth Corn Maze. They have a gigantic corn maze that's 3 fun mazes all in one. And, of course, it's for the whole family, and if you've got your Rocket Grab Pass, you can use that. The Frankenmuth Corn Maze, they're open tonight from 7 till 10. Tomorrow and Sunday, they're open beginning at noon. We'll have more reports from Weiss Farms as we go through the morning, and, of course, we'll be doing the farm show out here as well.
All right, Terry, thanks. Glad to hear from you. And our numbers to join us here on the Art Lewis Show, 752-6111. In Saginaw Bay City, outside, 866-790 WSGW or 989-752-6111. Al is in Midland, so let's go chat with Al this morning. Morning, Al.
Good morning, Arthur. Hey, it's a pleasure to talk to you be the first caller to talk to you from your home Saginaw Spirit home studio.
Yeah, we have a naming right now. We have.
Yeah, okay.
Works for me.
I've been watching this Ice Road trucker thing, or I guess it's the highway through hell.
Yeah.
The guys that rescue the semi trucks and things on this California highway. I always get concerned about, we live in Michigan and we have cold climate and various times that people are stranded on roads in the winter. And with these electric vehicles, I'm just afraid they aren't going to provide enough heat. With a gas vehicle, you can shut the engine off every now and then start it back up. But with the electric, I'm just some popsicles.
Well, I think they will provide enough heat. The problem is, as it is with air conditioning in the summer,
right?
When you turn it on, when you turn on the accessories like heat or air conditioning, you capture some of the mileage and it reduces your range. I've told the story when I was driving the Volkswagen ID4 from Thalen. I got in the vehicle and it showed I had 304 miles of range. Not bad. Then I turned on the air conditioner and I had 250 miles of range because it eats up a percentage of your range. So it's not that it won't provide enough heat. It's a question of what it does to the range of the vehicle and how far you can go.
Well, but I'm worried about the length of time that you can get that heat. That's my concern. Like you say,
you can get that heat. You can get that heat for the entire range of the car.
Right.
So if you turn on the heat and your range goes down to 200 miles, you got 200 miles of heat.
Right.
It's not going to disappear on you until your mileage disappears.
Right.
When your heat goes away, your mileage goes away.
Right.
So you're not driving.
But if you're stranded and say you're partially stuck and buried in snow to some extent, and you chew up that entire amount of heat, when you may not have enough to even drive from that point on.
Yeah, but a lot of people drive with empty gas tanks, and if you get stalled out with a low gas tank and you leave the car running, you're going to run out of gas pretty quick too.
That's true. That's true.
So
But
it's
I
not
just
much
don't-
different.
I don't see them fixing this problem until the efficiency of the battery and the efficiency of the electric system improves beyond what we have currently.
Well, that's happening every day.
I realize that.
They haven't reached the point where I'm satisfied yet, and you're not either.
I'm not either. And
But
I'm
that day will come.
Well, but I don't think I'm going to see it in my lifetime. I think still the efficiency that they're still working on. There's so many problems with the batteries and the fast charging. Who knows what down the road, whether we're going to have little fires in the garages from batteries because they're still tinkering with the technology.
Well, all right, look. All of that's possible, and all of that's true. But it's also true with gasoline cars. There have been fires in garages because of gasoline. Let's be honest, nothing is perfect. The question is, does it present an acceptable risk? You know, is it 1 in a million or is it 1 in 10?
I'm looking at a percentage size that we have a very few number of electric vehicles on the road, and we've had a lot of fires, percentage-wise.
But that's the very, very early cars.
I know, but when you look at the gasoline vehicles, percentage-wise, the number of fires is very low. There's a fellow up on Castle Drive here in town. He will not park his Chevy Volt in his carport, covered carport, because it's connected to the house, and his charging station is right up inside that carport area. So
Well, it's his choice.
exposed. And his vehicle is one of the older vehicles, but he doesn't trust it.
Yep. Well, that's his choice. And you have to remember that Chevy Volt battery is not nearly what we're talking about in all electric vehicles today.
It is.
So it's a whole different world.
No.
But listen,
I'm driving around a hybrid. It has a lithium-ion battery in it. It's way past the expiration date. The life expectancy of these is about, I think, 16 years or something like that. This thing is past that date, and it's still running, and it runs like a top.
Early Prius?
And I'm convinced that part of that is because half of the load is shared by the gas engine.
well, of course it is. I mean, that's what those things were back then. You know, for all practical purpose, they were, you know, they were electric cars that mostly ran on their gas generator.
Right.
You
If
know.
I relied totally on the electric, I'm convinced that the lifespan wouldn't be nearly as good on the battery.
Maybe not. Time will tell.
You're charging it at long periods during the night, but then you're using it for long periods during the day when it doesn't get any assist other than maybe the braking. So
Well-
the technology's got to improve a lot more before I'm going to take it seriously.
Well, all right.
These are toys. To me, these are toys.
No, these are not toys. Trust me.
Well, they're expensive.
They're
toys.
expensive.
They're still in the toy stage to me. They're not
Well,
advanced far enough.
people
to
thought
be
that when
what I would consider totally
Yeah,
usable.
people thought that when the horseless carriage came along
I
too.
understand
So
that, but
that's
look how long it took to get us so that we don't rely on the horseless carriage. That was way before my lifetime.
yeah. All right. Good enough.
Thank you, sir. Have
All
a
right,
nice
Al.
weekend.
Take care. Bye-bye now. Now listen, technology is improving every day in all ways, and it's not just the battery. Battery technology has to improve motor efficiency, the electronics in the car. I mean, let's face it, it's not just one little element. Now, the battery in an EV is probably the most important element, obviously. And as new battery technology comes along and new battery chemistry comes along, we will see those improvements. 30 years ago, who would have thought of lithium ion? Being in the radio control hobby as I've been for a long time, we went through the NiCad craze, nickel cadmium. We all thought, hallelujah, it's a rechargeable battery. Look at this, wonderful. And then along came the various lithium crazes. And who knows what's next? I have no idea. I'm sure whatever it is in the long run will be better than what we've got now. We just can't imagine it. But that's progress. Back in the 50s, when all electronics had tubes, until the late 50s, who could picture transistors and integrated circuits? You didn't. But they came along because that's technology. Bill is in Frankenmuth. Bill, good morning.
Good morning, Art. Is there any interference with my
Nope.
Bluetooth?
You sound fine.
Okay, very good. Real quick. All right. Just real quick, I missed some of your conversations, but I know you're focusing on electric vehicles. And I agree with you in all cases that technology is eventually going to conquer what is necessary as far as range, battery safety, things of that nature. But I think the real elephant in the room here is obviously supply of electricity. And with the thrust going for, non-fossil fuel type generation of the electricity, there's here a real problem. As an example, in the Nordic countries over in Europe, they've had a considerable lull, as it turns out, in any of their winds. And they find their wind farms out in the North Sea and what have you simply aren't supplying sufficient energy, and they're now having to slide back into coal-fired furnaces and for their electric. So unless someone has a real philosophy change as to how we're going to generate electricity in this country, this headalong surge into electric vehicles is going to have a little bit of a bottleneck, and there's not enough electricity actually to do it. It's unfortunate that problem happened when it did, through poor engineering on the Japanese atomic energy engineers. But what happened, because we were starting to slide back into a possibility of nuclear energy, which is a very good supplier of energy.
You and I are in total agreement on that. I totally agree with you on that.
With this, this desire to put, and solar cells, love them. Wind farms sounds great. It just looks fun watching all those things twirling out by Breckenridge and out by Richville and what have you. But the thing is, they're not going to be sufficient to cover transfer over into electric vehicles.
Well, I'm not sure about that. If you talk to the consumers and you talk to consumers in DTE and those companies, they tell you, yes, they will be able to handle it. It's up to them to prove it, obviously. But
exactly.
It's I think as the EVs become more and more prevalent, the power companies will have done more to switch over to alternative fuel sources. And don't get me wrong, I'd just as soon see coal being used because of the filtration today, and what goes out of the stack is like steam. I have no problem with coal, but that's done. It's past us. It's not going to happen.
Yes, and as you all point out, the thing is what's happened, it's lost its glamour. And unless you have a media that is going to assist in the thought process of the people, out in the populace, they'll be able to push whatever they want to. Anybody will.
Yeah.
That's the whole idea. You're actually, it's kind of interesting. I was just reading a little bit. I don't know. It was Ask Marilyn, and she, in the Saginaw News, And it was an interesting thing. The girl was wondering about the carbon dioxide that was coming out of, carbonated beverages. And she just pointed out that carbon dioxide that's in your beverage comes from coal-fired systems, didn't specifically, but that's that's captured, carbon capture, and then that is processed into drinking your, if you're drinking your coal. But
Yeah.
that is an
All right.
But hey, good luck with it.
Yeah, thanks. Take care.
Yeah.
All right.
Good luck, Art. Bye.
Thanks. Bye-bye, Bill. We'll get to Market Bay City after these notes on the Art Luda Show. We'll be right back.
Hi, this is Jessica. It's time to check out United Financial Credit Union and experience the credit union difference. From youth accounts to retirement accounts, we can help you with all of your financial needs. Here at United Financial Credit Union, we've been committed to our communities since 1964 and strive to provide long-term financial stability to our members and their families. Whether you need a loan or are looking for a safe place for your savings, you will always be treated as our top priority. Not a member? Why not? It's never been easier to open an account. It's time for you to check out your local friendly credit union and see how we will put
Meet eligibility requirements federally insured by the NCUA.
We're where you work, where you live. United Financial Credit Union. Serving the Valley community.
Goodbye, summer. Hello, fall. Yes, it is that time of year again to think about preparing for the cold winter months ahead. Reamer Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning would like to take a moment to remind homeowners to schedule a fall heating system checkup before it gets too cold. A complete heating system check is more than just a quick look. A complete system testing equipment and tools and the experience and knowledge to perform the tests. You can rely on the professionals at Reamer for a complete system clean and check. Fall is also a good time to have your sump pump checked and replaced if it's over 4 years old. With all the crazy rainstorms and power outages we're experiencing, a battery or water-powered backup pump is also a good idea. Call the professionals at Reamer Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning today to schedule a heating system tune-up and sump pump check. Don't wait until it's too late. Winter is just around the corner. Find Reamer on their website, reamerplumbing.com, or call 792-8738.
Anyway you spell it, Reamer means.
Marcus by Goldman Sachs offers personal loans with no fees, ever. Banks offer coffee. So what's more important? A Marcus by Goldman Sachs loan with no fees that could help consolidate debt, or bank coffee that tastes like bank coffee. You can money. Visit Marcus.com to learn more about saving, borrowing, and investing from Marcus by Goldman Sachs.
Investing involves risk and investments may lose value. Brokerage and investment advisory services by Goldman Sachs & Company, LLC. Member FINRA SIPC. Lending and deposits products provided by Goldman Sachs Bank USA. Member FDIC.
With confusion around vaccinations, masks, and public screenings, it's important to know the symptoms of COVID and its variants. Fever is the leading. You use an accurate thermometer for your family. Only the Exergen Temporal Scanner Thermometer has been proven accurate with more than 100 clinical studies. Non-contact thermometers have no clinical evidence behind them and cannot be relied on. Be vigilant and be accurate with Exergen. Learn more at Exergen.com.
Do you check your Google search results regularly? You should. People often get their first impression of you or your business online. Negative comments on the internet can impact your life and your livelihood. Take control of your online reputation. Get your free reputation report card at reputationdefender.com. Reveal negative posts from an ex-employee, upset patient or client, news article, legal issue, or even exposed personal information right there in your Google search results. Uncover what's lurking on the internet about you with reputationdefender.com's patented scan and get your free reputation report card. Or for immediate assistance with your reputation, call 800-838-9247. Our cutting-edge technology helps make your Google search results look their best. Call 800-838-9247. 800-838-9247. That's 800-838-9247. Or take the free scan at rep.com.
On air and online from the Stone Specialist Studios, this is 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW.
And from my Saginaw Spirit Home Studio, the Art Lewis Show. Back to our phones. Mark is in Bay City. Mark, good morning.
Good morning, Art. How are you?
We're doing well, thanks.
Good. Hey, I'm touching on the electric car talk that we had going on. I was talking to a guy that actually works at Tesla in California. He's in Michigan now. And he was telling me that the cheapest car you can get, they start around. And he said you can get from Bay City to Mackinac Bridge in one charge. We're going 60 miles an hour the whole way.
Yeah, and then you got to get back. So you got to have a charging station.
And the charging, that's the main problem right now is the charging stations. But if you do find one, charging stations charge them in 20 minutes. The deal is, with my thing of electric cars, I think they're in the right path. But right now, there's like lithium-ion batteries are the hardest batteries to recycle.
Yeah, that's also a problem. What do we do with the waste? That's right.
So it's kind of a big deal. But the most expensive one, he told me, the most expensive Tesla you can buy, you can drive single charge.
You can drive from here to the Mackinac Bridge.
In the cheapest one.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. But we got to remember that's only maybe 140 miles.
Yeah.
Most of these cars today, most of the cars today come with a range in the 250 area, 250 to 300. So theoretically, you could go to the bridge and back, depending on how judicious you are with your speed and your air conditioning or your heating. But that's still, you're pushing it. So reality is, yeah, you could get up there, but you'll need to find a charging station to get home.
Yeah. And that'll be more popular. And of course, if you got a plug at your hotel, you can plug them in overnight,
Well, and that will happen. It's happening already.
Yeah.
I mean, there are more and more charging stations, and there are more and more coming all the time. When they become as populated as gasoline stations, or when every gasoline station has a charging station or two, and you can charge your car and top it off in 10 minutes or so with a fast charge, that's when you're going to see a big push toward electric cars, because then they become more practical.
Now, you saw California just banned the sale of new leaf blowers, gas-powered leaf blowers. They said that a Toyota Prius puts out the same amount of emissions in 1,100 miles of driving as running blower for a half hour.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, it's a gas electric car. It's not an all electric car.
So maybe them hybrids are the way to go, because they just.
Well, I love the hybrid idea. I love having, an electric system backed up by a gas generator. I think that's the best answer. But that's not what's coming. They want us away from fossil fuels, and they're going to move us there any way they can.
Do you think the power grid can handle it?
Eventually. The answer to that is yes. The question is, as they shut down all these coal plants, how fast are they replacing that energy? If they're keeping up with the times, then it will. If they're not, they won't.
Yeah, because the coal plants, they don't produce nearly as much power as them wind turbines.
So, all right, we'll see what happens, Mark. Take care.
All right.
Bye bye. It fascinates me though that every time I bring the subject up, there's no lack of interest. People are either interested or totally disinterested in electric cars. But it's a topic that generates a certain desire to talk about it in people. Don't know what it is, but it's fascinating. We're going to take a break. At the end of this break, we will hear again from Terry Henney out at the Frankenmuth Corn Maze at the Weiss Farm. All of that coming up on the Art Lewis Show right after these notes.
The kids are back in school, and your child's eye care is a vital part of performing well in the classroom. So getting a head start at the beginning of the year is very important. At Associates in Eye Care, they're not just giving your child an entire visual and ocular system to detect, treat, and prevent visual disorders and ocular diseases. Associates in Eye Care welcomes Dr. Engel to the team and is now accepting new patients. To make an appointment with Dr. Cox, Dr. Kazmarek, or Dr. Engel, call 792-8686. Associates in Eye Care, caring for our patients as we would want to be treated.
Spectrum Business knows small businesses are always looking to cut expenses. That's why we offer the best value on fast internet and phone. But we wanted to do more. So, how does 1 month free sound? Get 200 megabit per second internet for $49.99 a month and business phone for $19.99 a month. And right now, you can get 1 month of internet and phone and even TV for free. Call 855-258-5887 and switch to Spectrum Business. Restrictions apply.
Are you ready for retirement? Well, Jason and Carl Kreiderman with Great Lakes Investment Advisors have a new book that can help make retiring easier and empower your retirement. They talk about how financial plan can make the difference between just surviving and thriving in retirement. Using everyday language, this book explores how a simple process can help you cover all the bases of your financial life, including how taxes can affect your retirement and much more. Your finances are too important to leave to chance. Empower Your Retirement is written to help you understand the must-dos to prepare for the retirement you desire. Get your free copy of Empower Your Retirement by calling 989-848-1188. That's 989-848-1188. And for more on retirement planning, tune into Jason and Carl's radio show, Your Financial Empower Hour, every Sunday morning at 8. Firm provides insurance services, investment advisory services offered by Great Lakes Investment Advisors, Inc., a registered investment advisor firm in the state of Michigan. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal.
Presented for the people by Caesars Sportsbook. Download and get started with a risk-free bet of up to $5,000 and earn reward credits for sports tickets, dining, getaways, and more with every bet. Win. Your app is ready, Emperor. T&C apply. Must be 21 plus.
You can join WSGW and Bay Landscaping for the online color tour. Visit WSGW.com, scroll down the homepage, and click on the fall color box. There, you can upload your fall color photos. Listeners can view the photos and vote. And on October 22nd, the picture with the most votes will be declared the winner, and the prize is a $500 gift certificate to Bay Landscaping. Enjoy the online color tour at WSGW.com. Presented by Bay Landscaping and WSGW.
The folks at Lingle Equipment here in Saginaw and the Rummel Insurance Agency want you to have a very safe and happy Halloween season. And as we approach the Halloween season, probably a really good idea to reserve your space right now to come on out to the Frankenmuth area on Weiss Road at 5450 Weiss Road in Frankenmuth to the Frankenmuth Corn Maze located farms. They have 5 acres of deep dark corn stalks. These corn stalks are at least 8 foot tall. I mean, they've had a great growing season out here for them. And you'll have a chance to get out here in the evening where it's going to be really dark. Tonight, they're open until 7 o'clock. Tomorrow, they're open at noon. And then on Sunday, they're open at noon. Saturday until 10 o'clock at night. Adults 16 plus. $10. After 6 o'clock, it's $12. And young people, especially the young ones, are $8 all the time. And they do advise, especially with the younger ones, that you do have an adult with them. The Frankenmuth Corn Maze. What a great way to spend a pre-holiday Halloween weekend. We'll have more reports going into next hour.
All right, Terry, thank you. And we'll hear another report from him next hour, and we'll also hear his farm show from the Frankenmuth Corn Maze on the Weiss Farm. As you know, Captain Kirk William Shatner took a ride on Jeff Bezos' Blue Origin space rocket, 10 minutes up and back. The 90-year-old, now the oldest astronaut in the world. And right after that, there was an interview on BBC with Prince William, the future King of England, who sort of chastised all these billionaires like Bezos and Musk and those folks, telling them they should forget the space race and focus on saving Earth. I disagree. I disagree because I think the space race could maybe teach us some things about how to save the Earth. But for another time. Sean is in Bay City. Sean, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Art. How are you today?
Doing well.
Doing well.
Doing well.
Hey, just wanted to make a quick point here, and it's a really, really important one. It's about supply. Do you know who has the most lithium in the whole world? You know who it is?
No, who is it?
Afghanistan.
Oh.
They are the number one producer. Now, when China gets them, and they're gonna, do you really want to be dependent on that? Because that's where it's coming from.
Yeah, I know. I think, and this is only a guess, Sean, and first of all, you're absolutely right, but my guess is that battery technology is going to evolve beyond lithium in the same way that it evolved beyond nickel cadmium. I think eventually it's going to go beyond lithium. There's new technologies being looked at now, and I think eventually the lithium type battery will disappear. It has some drawbacks, and fire among them. But I'm not as worried about it because I don't believe we're going to be saddled with it forever.
Well, no, there again lies another problem. So what? I got this one, and then in 10 years it ain't no good. They make me have to get another one because the technology, like you said, new batteries. I've seen some stuff on that. There are other options out there besides lithium batteries. But the problem is nobody thinks about supply and demand. Haven't you seen your shelves? People at the grocery store, right? I mean, hello, McFly's is you got to wake up, get something that you can supply yourself.
Yeah.
You don't want to be dependent on any aspect of your life.
Well, in that case, we should figure out how to build a battery out of coal. We'd be all set.
Right.
We would be all set. Somehow we got to figure that out.
Because have you ever seen what a lithium mine looks like?
No, I've never seen one. No.
Well, I suggest people should look it up and then look at a pipeline that goes underground. Which one do you want? Just look at it.
I
You
know.
tell me.
And I have, I mess with lithium batteries because of my radio control stuff. I have protective cases, fireproof cases. They're soft cases. And each one of my batteries that I store, each one has its own case in case it were to explode or catch fire. I don't leave any of them. I do not leave any of them out in the open. Learned that a long time ago. So
it's just a mind blower to me that people don't think of this stuff though before they speak, and they're just so excited or opposed or whatever when the real problem is, where are you getting all this?
Well, you don't think about it when you. Let me ask you this, Sean. When you take, I don't know if you take prescription medication or not, but when you do, if you do you think about where it came from? Probably
Absolutely.
not. No, you don't.
Absolutely. Oh,
You go to the pharmacist and you ask, when you go to the pharmacist, you ask where your pill came from or where the raw materials in that pill came from.
I do not.
And most people don't.
It doesn't mean that I don't think about it, because I do.
Oh, I agree with that. From that way, I agree with you. And I think that the pandemic pointed out our need to get off dependency of China for things like raw products in our pills.
Yeah.
Give me a break,
Right, hey, I'll leave you with this. You know what you wear in a pandemic? A hazmat suit. not a paper mask, right? I mean, think about it.
There you go.
If
There you
it's
go.
deadly out there, you better get a hazmat. That paper mask ain't gonna do diddly for you.
All right, buddy. Take care.
Have a good one. I appreciate
Bye-bye,
you.
Sean. Thanks. Bye-bye now. All right, we're going to take our last break, come back, and then we'll close out the program.
This is the Michigan Corn Connection. Sarah Mckay is the Director of Market Development for the National Corn Growers Association, with a focus on finding.
Of our growers on the Market Development Action Team represent a different state across the United States. So we do have a grower member from Michigan currently on the team. Those members help allocate how the funding from the various states get put towards these new uses programs, but also other efforts like making sure that we're working with the Department of Energy and USDA and better understanding their priorities for research opportunities. We also have worked on sponsoring Digest Data, which is a database of pilot facilities across the United States. There are a lot of opportunities to utilize corn as that vehicle for future research in this space, and how can we be environmentally friendly by using corn as that industrial feedstock.
This is the Michigan Corn Connection. Find out more at micorn.org.
Ad paid for by CompleteCar.com.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to the COVID crisis, we are announcing a low-cost extended service plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay nothing for auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay nothing for auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-549. Now, drivers who are covered by this auto protection will not have to pay for a covered repair bill again. This auto coverage is at an all-time low, much lower than what dealerships are charging. Additionally, drivers who activate this auto coverage today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and free rental car at no additional cost. Call for your free quick quote today. 800-549-1985. 800-549-1985. What do you have to lose? Again, 800-549-1985.
The Saginaw Spirit play here.
Left wing side, Solovyov, Rister scores! Josh Bloom was in front of the net, and I think he got his stick on it to tie it.
Saginaw Spirit Hockey is back on WSGW. The Spirit opened up the regular season at home this Saturday night against the Erie Otters. Play-by-play man Joey Batano will describe all the hard-hitting, high-scoring action live Saturday night at 6:50 p.m. on 100.5 FM News Radio WSGW.
Saginaw Spirit Hockey is on WSGW.
And looking forward to it, getting back into the action of Saginaw Spirit Hockey. Joey Batano on the play-by-play. Dennis DeRozier back doing color, Mr. Hockey himself in our area. And I will be doing the TV hosting. So we'll look forward to a great season, a lot of young new talent, and some great returners. Congratulations to Cameron Baber, named captain of the Saginaw Spirit for this season. So should be a good time. A big doings downtown tomorrow because of it. A big block party, the Riverfront Saginaw Spirit Symphony season opener. And next hour on Focus, we will talk about the symphony with the maestro, Fuad Fakari, will be joining us. For now, that'll do it for the Art Lewis Show from our Saginaw Spirit home studio. Stick around for news from CBS and the local report. Then we'll be back with Focus to focus on the Saginaw Bay Symphony Orchestra. Talk to you after the news.
From the Stone Specialist Studios, this is WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSG.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Facet Wealth.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. Yesterday, it recommended Moderna's COVID booster shot. This morning, the same FDA advisory panel is meeting to consider second doses of Johnson & Johnson's vaccine. Janssen Pharmaceuticals' Dr. Penny Heatons told members,
over 9,000 participants have received a booster dose of Janssen's vaccine in our randomized clinical trial.
2 months later, she says it was 94% effective in warding off symptomatic infections. The advisory committee is also considering a mix and match vaccine booster approach. The date is set. The White House says the Biden administration will lift restrictions for international travelers, both by air and land, on November 8th. They will have to show proof of full vaccination. Former President Bill Clinton is spending his third day in a hospital near being treated for a non-COVID related infection. CBS's Dr. David Agus has been in contact with Mr. Clinton's lead doctor, who gave him permission to discuss his case.
He was noted to have an infection in his blood, an elevated white blood cell count. The infection turned out to be a bacteria called E. coli. He was put on intravenous antibiotics. Today, we'll get the results of what particular kind of E. coli it is and what antibiotic it is sensitive to.
A spokesman says 75-year-old Mr. Clinton is up and about, joking and charming the hospital hospital staff. In London, flags have been lowered on Downing Street after a longtime British lawmaker was stabbed to death during a meeting with constituents in the eastern seaside town of Lee. Police say they've arrested a 25-year-old man and recovered a knife. A local lawmaker says the victim, 69-year-old conservative David Amos, hadn't been taken to a hospital more than 2 hours after the attack. Dozens of people have been killed in a suicide bombing attack at a Shiite mosque in southern Afghanistan. Worshippers attending Friday prayers. Correspondent Imtiaz Tayyab has details from Kabul.
A Taliban spokesman has said it's on the scene investigating today's attacks, but to carry out such a deadly bombing in Kandahar, the historic seat of the Taliban's power, is a major blow to the group as it tries to assert itself as Afghanistan's rulers.
Rising prices and stalled global supply chains aren't stopping Americans from spending money. Retail sales were up 0.7% in September. CBS's Jill Schlesinger. Powering the September retail sales report were gas stations, where sales were up 38.2% from a year ago, while spending at food services and drinking places were up 29.5% from a year ago. The Dow is up 286 points, S&P ahead 27. This is CBS News. Facet Wealth, personalized and affordable financial planning for everyday Americans. No wealth or asset minimums. Quality financial advice. Your life.
We're proud to make Pioneer Sugar for you and your family. Proud to be found in your kitchen, the heart of your home. And it doesn't really matter what you make with Pioneer Sugar, whether it's with our granulated white, light brown, or soft confectioners. It's the memories you'll make using it that will matter the most. Pioneer Sugar, pure and all natural, made from sugar beets grown right here. What could be sweeter than that?
What if everything you knew about your best friend was wrong? Like really wrong?
My best friend is an international con artist who scams me and many others out of hundreds of thousands of dollars.
On the podcast Queen of the Con, Jonathan Walton tells the shocking story of the many crimes of a phony Irish heiress and how he helped bring her to justice.
She seemed so nice when we first met, but she's the devil. I know that now.
Listen to Queen of your podcasts.
COVID is spiking again, and it's just not clear how to keep your family safe. Fever is the leading symptom of COVID, and the only way to reliably detect it is with an accurate thermometer. Be vigilant and be accurate with the Exergen Temporal Scanner, whose accuracy has been proven in more than 100 clinical studies. Non-contact thermometers are proven to be inaccurate and will not reliably detect a fever that might mean COVID. Learn more at Exergen.com.
This is a metaphor for your business's journey. Sometimes it feels like the course keeps changing right before your eyes. Whoa! And in order to maneuver it, you need an expert by your side. That's what Dell Technologies advisors do. They have the tech solutions you need to help you get out in front and stay ahead of the game. Whew. For advice on solutions like XPS 13 laptops powered by Intel Evo platform, call an advisor today at 877-ASK-DELL.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
Partly cloudy skies and 58 degrees at 11:05. Good morning, I'm Mike Percha. At least one person was injured in a shooting in Saginaw yesterday. State and Saginaw police are investigating the incident, which took place around 11:10 a.m. in the area of 9th and Washington. Police say the victim or victims suffered non-life-threatening injuries. No other details are currently available. Saginaw County Commissioners and staff celebrated the groundbreaking of the upcoming Care and Control Center off Bay Road in Cotchville Township yesterday. Here's WSGW's Rick Antonio.
After much of the planning was delayed due to the COVID-19 pandemic and squabbles over where to locate the facility, the 23,000 square foot building will have foundation work beginning this fall, with finishing touches done by next December. Animal Control Center Director Bonnie Kanicki thanked her staff at the groundbreaking ceremony and said that they just need to hang tough for one more year in the difficult conditions of their current center. The new structure will house kennels, feeding areas, laundry facilities, support spaces, a community education center, an on-site vet clinic, and an innovative maintain a sterile environment.
Rick Antonio, News Radio 100.5 and 790.
The YMCA of Saginaw and the Jack and Jill of America Great Lakes Bay region will welcome an Olympic gold medalist today to the Y. Cullen Jones, the first Black Olympian to hold a world record in swimming, will share his story and discuss the importance of swim and water safety training. The event will take place from 5 to 7 p.m. Light appetizers and beverages will be provided. An RSVP to greatlakesjnj@gmail.com is recommended, but it is not required. WSGW News Time 11:06.
Go okay when your insurance agent sat down with you to review the coverage checklist for your farm so you wouldn't have to worry about uncovered areas? You have reviewed your coverages lately, right? If not, maybe your agency should be the Emil Rummel Agency. At the Emil Rummel Agency, it's our job to understand the various risks you face every day on your farm, and then provide you with the right insurance policy that is based on your needs. If your current insurance agent is not offering this kind of service, it's time you talked with the Emil Rummel Agency, because we listen, and then we... The Emil Rummel Agency is located in Frankenmuth, Vassar, Caro, and in Saginaw. Call us today at 800-572-0939. That's 800-572-0939. Or visit us on the web at rummelinsurance.com.
WSGW News Time 11:08. The weather forecast is coming up next. Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer has ordered a whole-of-government response to elevated levels of lead in Benton Harbor's water. She's directing state agencies to ensure residents have safe tap water. Thursday's directive came about a week after her administration urged people to use and drinking. That came amid criticism of state and local officials' handling of the response. The governor is also committed to replacing all of the city's lead pipes in 18 months, accelerating what had been a 5-year timeline. For 3 years, measurements have detected lead levels well above 15 parts per billion, the federal threshold for taking action. The jury has failed to reach a decision in the case of a man accused of fatally punching another man outside a bar in St. Clair Shores. Eric Heisel died after he was punched in the side of the head outside Capone's Sports Tavern by 36-year-old Andrew Whirling. Heisel passed out and never regained consciousness. Charged with involuntary manslaughter. Pete Lucido says the case has dragged on for over 3 years and a hung jury is a bitter pill.
We have been backlogged with COVID. So now this is adding an additional backlog, but the judges like to tend to get these up again as quickly as possible because of, let's take it for what it is. This case has been awaiting trial a long time, so we have to do this quickly.
Whirling intervened as Heisel was punching his friend. Whirling's attorneys had argued the punch was in self-defense. Nurses around the U.S. are getting burned out by the COVID-19 crisis and quitting, yet applications to nursing schools are rising, driven by what educators say are young people who see the global emergency as an opportunity and a challenge. Nationally, enrollment in bachelor's, master's, and doctoral nursing programs increased 5.6% last year from the year before to just over 250,000 students. The higher enrollment could help ease that existed even before the pandemic, but the increase combined with the departure of too many experienced nurses whose job is to help train students has left many nursing programs without the ability to expand. WSGW News Time 11:10. I'm Mike Percha.
Here's your WSGW Weatherology forecast. We'll see a few scattered rain showers at times here for today with cloudy skies and a high into the mid-60s. Winds will be light and variable. Showers cloudy with a low near 49. Saturday, a slight chance for rain showers early on. Partial sunshine develops a high of 58 degrees. Then by Sunday, we'll see mostly sunny skies with a high around 62. Monday, plenty of blue skies and sunshine, high around 64. And then by Tuesday, we'll see sunny sky conditions, a high of 68 degrees. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki with the WSGW Weatherology forecast. Currently, it's...
Now, it's time to focus as WSGW presents the people, the places, the businesses, the culture, the area event, all put into focus on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com.
And welcome to another edition of Focus from my Saginaw Spirit Home Studio. I'm Art Lewis. Tomorrow is a big day in downtown Saginaw. The Riverfront Saginaw Spirit Symphony season opener block party takes place, and that begins at 4:30 p.m. downtown. Johnson will be closed in front of the event center. One of the things being celebrated, of course, is the return to ice of the Saginaw Spirit. But the other thing being celebrated is the season opener of the Saginaw Bay Symphony Orchestra. And with us this morning is the maestro, the musical director. We say good morning to Fuad Fakari. Fuad, good morning.
Good morning, Art. How are you?
We're doing fine. Was your summer a good one?
Yes, it was good. Not bad. Can't complain.
Good. So tomorrow is a big concert at the Temple Theater at 8 o'clock. And tell us about it, because this one fascinates me. Unfortunately, I'm working the Spirit game tomorrow. I can't attend. This is one I'd come out for.
Yeah. Well, you know what? One of these times you're going to have to bring the symphony right into the Spirit game, or vice versa.
Yeah. There we go. You can play music while they skate on the ice. You can have do it like the old silent movie days.
That's right. Yeah. I heard your intro, and first of all, it's so wonderful to hear of so many things coming back to life. As we get out of COVID, so that's really nice to see. Tomorrow's our season opener. And we're performing a concert that features the best music of John Williams. And for those who might not be familiar with the name, John Williams is one of the most prolific living American composers for film today. He's written some of the scores to some of the best movies that people, sort of associate with Hollywood, certainly in the past 40 or 50 years. Movies like Superman, Adventures of E.T., Hook, Star Wars, Schindler's List, and all of that music we will be performing at our concert tomorrow evening.
I would venture to say almost everyone has heard John Williams' music. Some may not have known it was John Williams' music, but everybody's heard it.
Absolutely. And in fact, I made sure to include a couple of pieces. I'm calling them surprises, but they're pieces that he's written that literally everyone knows. I mean, it's not maybe some people know them, maybe some. Probably everyone in the audience knows, and they hear them all the time, probably weekly, but they will not associate them with John Williams. So I can't wait to see the audience's reactions to those.
Yeah, it should be pretty interesting. Tickets are available, I assume?
Yes, tickets are available. People can call it's best to call the office, the Saginaw Bay Symphony Orchestra office, because the box office is not regularity right now. They have limited hours. So they can call at 989-755-6471 and extension number 2. And they can come up to the box office. The box office opens day of concert from 5:30 to 7:50. So if they come 2 hours in advance, they can buy the tickets.
Fuad, let me ask, because of COVID, there have been reductions in everything. Is the orchestra smaller, and are you having trouble getting players?
Well, this is why I'm so excited about getting back. So COVID, we have to reduce the orchestra, socially distance our musicians, perform without audiences. This is literally the first concert we come back with a full orchestra. We have about 70 musicians on stage, and we really are not having any hard time getting the musicians. They can't wait to come and play for an audience. So it really excites me to be back. I can't wait to see us performing for an audience at Temple. So, for me, it's almost back to normal.
Good deal. Glad to hear it. All right. I got to take a break, and we'll come back and chat more with Fuad Fakari. Let me first see if I can give away some money in the WSGW Fall into Cash contest presented by Herman Hiss & Company, downtown Bay City. Right now, you can qualify to win the daily cash prize of $1,000 by entering the following keyword online. at WSGW.com, and that word is FAN, F-A-N. Are you a hockey fan? The Spirit tomorrow. Are you a symphony fan? The Symphony tomorrow. It's all ahead. And it's an Alpha Media company-wide contest. Must be 18 or older to play. Winner chosen each day. Complete rules at WSGW.com. It's the Fall Into Cash contest presented by the Herman Hisson Company, downtown Bay City on WSGW. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll also hear from Terry Henney out at the Frankenmuth Corn Maze.
While you're comfortable inside your home or business, the weather takes a toll on your roof. Wind, rain, hail, UV rays, and the heat of the sun cause premature failure of your shingles. Everyone loves to save money. If you have an aging roof, don't spend a lot of money on replacement. Get a Roof Max shingle treatment and get some peace of mind. Get more life for less money, guaranteed with Roof Max, a powerful fusion of science and nature. At 859-6751.
Christmas. It's the most wonderful time of the year. The place to shop for Christmas is Bronner's. How would you like to join the team and work at Bronner's this holiday season? Hi, this is Bob Splutzer from Bronner's Christmas Wonderland in Frankenmuth. Not everyone can be Santa Claus, but he always needs lots of helpers. That's why we're currently hiring happy, friendly people that would love the opportunity to make extra cash for the holidays. Bronner's will provide you with a set monthly schedule, your uniform, and time and a half wages on Saturday evenings and all day on Sundays. You could be greeting customers, ringing up orders, assembling gift boxes, and more. Bronner's will give you a generous and merry little Christmas too.
To join the Bronner's team, simply apply online at Bronners.com/jobs and fill out an online application. That's Bronners.com/jobs. Bronner's, making spirits bright since 1945.
Merry Christmas.
There's a lot of confusion about how to protect yourself from COVID, with guidelines and regulations changing by the week. You need an accurate thermometer for your family to check for fever, the leading sign of flu and COVID. Only the Exergen temporal has been proven accurate in more than 100 clinical studies. Non-contact thermometers have no scientific studies behind them and can miss the fever that might mean COVID. Learn more at Exergen.com.
Hello, this is Ron from All A's Automotive and Transmission Repair. Now, All A's is an exclusive authorized repair facility for businesses. BG is a proprietary group of chemicals, equipment, and procedures that flush your engine's lubrication system, cooling system, and fuel injectors, increasing the engine's performance, efficiency, and life. So next time you schedule routine auto maintenance, ask All A's about the advantages of BG services. You'll definitely notice the difference. Transmission Repair, just 5 minutes from Dow Diamond on Poseyville Road.
Is All A's Automotive and Transmission Repair a business you can depend on?
Just moved to Midland, was dreading finding a new auto shop. Search over, came highly recommended, and I, in turn, highly recommended them.
They did a great job getting me in fast and had excellent communication with what was going on with my vehicle through diagnostic and repair.
In fact, 96% of them 4 or 5 out of 5 stars. See for yourself at allaysautorepair.net. All A's Automotive and Transmission Repair, just 5 minutes from Dow Diamond on Poseyville Road.
Struggling with CPAP? Now there's Inspire, the only FDA-approved obstructive sleep app inside the body to treat the root cause of sleep apnea with just the click of a button. No mask, no hose, just sleep. Visit InspireSleep.com to learn more.
I'm broadcasting from Weiss Farms this morning, where they are hosting, once again, the Frankenmuth Corn Maze. It's been more than 10 years that they've been doing this. And right now, this year, they've got 5 acres of towering corn stalks, 2 miles and strategically located observation bridges at the Frankenmuth Corn Maze. So they have a little bit of fun as well. You can solve the maze if you'd like. Use the fun game sheet that's on 12 game stations. You get prizes for completing your game sheet and a whole lot more. Plus, they have an area where there are animals for the kids and a lot of area for fun games. It's all a part of celebrating the fall season and pre-Halloween season out here at the Frankenmuth Corn Maze. They're open tonight from 7 to 10, tomorrow, and Sundays noon to 7. Come on out. You're going to have a lot of fun. For more information, just go to frankenmuthcornmaze.com. A lot more coming up on the Farm Pro.
All right, Terry, thank you. And that'll be coming along right after the market report at the bottom of the hour. We're talking to Fuad Fukari, the musical director, maestro, conductor, if you will, of the Saginaw Bay Symphony Orchestra, whose 2021-22 season kicks off tomorrow night at the Temple Theater with a special The Best of John Williams concert at 8 o'clock at the theater. Looking ahead, Fuad, you got a pretty diverse season ahead, don't you? Fuad, are you there?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah.
You've got a pretty diverse season ahead, don't you?
Yes, we do. You know, coming out of COVID, we really want to and bring back as many of our audiences back to the Temple Theater. So we really tried to devise a season that is eclectic and offers a lot for our diverse audience. So after this concert, we'll perform our Holiday Pops concert on November 30th at the Temple Theater, and we've really partnered with society as well as the youth orchestra to bring back as many entities from the community to come and rejoice in the holiday season with us. To the new year, we have a number of special projects that we're working on, concerts that are really, really interesting, and we can talk about them obviously now. Or
we'll talk about them later, but let's kind of tease them a little bit because one of them I'm interested in, the SBSO premiere. What's that about?
This is that's in January. I've written a piece that's going to be premiered on that concert. It's called Krupa, and I think for some of the audiences would know
Gene Krupa.
Yeah, Gene Krupa, exactly.
Oh,
yeah. It's a piece that's like an homage to Gene Krupa. You know, he's one of my favorite drummers, and I remember when I was young, watching the Benny Goodman movie and about the story of Benny Goodman, and Gene Krupa actually was in that movie, and I was just fascinated with the way he plays the drums and his drumming. So this is a piece that focuses on the drummer and that drummer tries to emulate the style of Gene Krupa.
That's he's one of my two favorite drummers. The other, Buddy Rich.
Yes, absolutely. They're both great drummers. I mean, have you seen them? I think they have a YouTube video where they're like playing off of each other.
Yeah, I saw that a while back. Yeah, they were amazing. They were amazing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Personalities were different, but they were amazing.
Well, I mean, Buddy Rich was combustible, right?
Yeah, you could say that. You could say that. Amadeus in April.
April is a great, again, one of those things where we've partnered with Pit and Balcony. It's the movie Amadeus that won the Oscar in the 80s, Life of Mozart, and it will be acted by actors from Pit and Balcony, and we, the orchestra, will provide the music as the plot goes on. Yes,
that'll be fun. And then a classical concert. You end the season with Shostakovich on May 7th. Yes. We will talk more about that as we get closer to it. But for now, tomorrow night, 8 o'clock at the Temple Theater, and John Williams. Wow, that'll be a great concert. Fuad, as always, my friend, thanks for spending some time with us.
Thank you for having me. Always a pleasure, Art.
Anytime. Thanks a lot. Take care now.
Take care.
Bye-bye. Fuad Fukari, the maestro of the Saginaw Bay Symphony Orchestra. We will take time out, come back, move over to Baird & Company to find out what's happening in the marketplace, all after these notes.
Your Saginaw Spirit are back in action. Your Saginaw Spirit are back in action this weekend at the Dow for the start of the new season. The Spirit will battle the Erie Otters with puck drops Saturday night at 7:05 and Sunday night at 5:30. Saturday night is the long-awaited Spirit home opener. Sunday, it's the Pink Out game with Ascension St. Mary's, including a post-game jersey auction. Get your tickets at the Saginaw Spirit and online at saginawspirit.com. The kids are back in school, and your child's eye care is a vital part of performing well in the classroom. So getting a head start at the beginning of the year is very important. At Associates in Eye Care, they're not just giving your child glasses. They examine the entire visual and ocular system to detect, treat, and prevent visual disorders and ocular diseases. Associates in Eye Care welcomes Dr. Engel to the team and is now accepting new patients. To make an appointment with Dr. Cox, Dr. Kazmarek, or Dr. Engel, call 792 Associates in Eye Care, caring for our patients as we would want to be treated.
Hi, this is Mary Ann from Warden Interiors in Frankenmuth, and it's time to warm up your home. And we don't mean the temperature. Make your home more inviting with window treatments, flooring, countertops, and more. Our experienced design team will bring your ideas to life with brands like Mohawk, Shaw, Hunter Douglas, and more. Then our master installers go over every detail, making sure it's done right. Come in and see our beautiful colors and designs. Warden Interiors on North Main Street in Frankenmuth will help you bring it all together.
My name is Dale Pazinski, and this is how I live United. I volunteer with United Way, helping the homeless in my community by teaching computer skills and helping them build a basic resume to save on their very own USB drive. It's huge when somebody says, "Hey man, that job that you helped me apply for, I got it." My name is Dale Pazinski. I help people achieve financial independence. So I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Give, advocate. Go to liveunited.org. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
My name is Ruth Rusi, and this is how I live United. I read to children as part of United Way's education program. It helps them create links between language and literacy and prepares them for a better academic future. I figure I have the time and they have the need. My name is Ruth Rusi. I help kids prepare to succeed in school. So I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer, Live United. Go to liveunited.org. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
Pandemics reminded us we live in a sea of airborne germs that can assault. Your nose is the body's first line of defense by helping filter out allergens, bacteria, and viruses before they reach your lungs. So how do you clean your nose? Navage uses powered suction to flush out mucus and germs that cause congestion, or worse, can make you sick. Over 2 million people use Navage to breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthier without drugs. Go to Navage.com or find Navage at Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Bed Bath, and Target.
On the next Markley Van Camp and Robin show,
it's the Friday Five. Let's go, Brandon.
Let's go, Brandon.
Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins. Weekdays at noon on Event 790 News Radio WSGW.
And that'll do it for Focus, brought to you by RoofMax, the safe, proven, and affordable alternative to expensive asphalt shingle roof replacement. Find out about RoofMax online at roofmax.com or call Ben at 859-6751. That's RoofMax with 2 X's. And that'll do it for Focus from the Saginaw Spirit home studio, my home studio. Time to move over to Baird & Company for our ticker tip of the day. And that's where we find Steve Anderson. Good morning, Steve.
And good morning to you, Art.
How are we ending the week?
Well, we're ending it in a very fine fashion right now. Average is ahead by 293 points, putting it at 35,206. Volume is 281 million shares. The NASDAQ is ahead by 69, putting it at 14,892. Volume of 321 million shares.
And your ticker tip for the day?
My ticker tip for the day is many people get a lot of their information from various forms of media. And I want you to remember that certain things happen. I mean, whether I'm doing it, you're reading it in the newspaper, Art's talking about it, whatever it is, we will often talk about statistics and talk about what you can imply from those statistics. And we will try to sometimes simplify things to the point that it gets oversimplified. And so, be really careful when you're looking at any of the things that are coming out, because the statistics do give you an overview, a big picture, but they might not, pare it down to where it works for you. And don't fall into the trap of, well, look, see what it's been doing? And that becomes what you say it's going to do. Just before that, you heard somebody say past performance is not indicative of future success.
Yeah.
So, those two things they can't even exist in the same world. So be careful. Make sure that you that you realize that what you read is not necessarily advice designed for just you.
And that's why it pays to get some help from folks like you. How do we do that?
You can call us right here at Baird & Company in Saginaw, where the telephone number is 989-790-5724. Location at also in the 989 code, of course, 839-9035, or find us on the web at rwbaird.com and look for the Saginaw or Midland branches.
All right, Steve, have a great weekend. We'll talk to you on Monday.
I will. You do the same. Thanks.
Yep. Bye-bye now. Steve Anderson at Baird & Company with our ticker tip of the day. The Farm Show with Terry Henney comes along from the Frankenmuth Corn Maze next here on WSGW.
This season, there's a new choice for your fields. Wsdw soybean.